Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing so well. Today I'm bringing you all a handbag review, and it's a review on none other than my Chanel Classic Flap. I've had this bag for about 6 months now, and I thought I would do a brutally honest review and talk about the bag, the wear and tear, whether I think it's worth it, touch on the price increases and the effect it has on my views when it comes to this bag. I will be showing you what fits in this bag, and I'll also show you guys some mod shots so that you can see how this bag looks on me. So like I said, I've had this bag for about 6 months now. I think it's just under the 6-month mark. I got this on the 31st of December 2021. I have a full unboxing vlog, very chatty, very long video where I talk about how I managed to get this bag, and yeah, it's just, I love that video. I've actually rewatched it myself just to kind of get the excitement again, because I was so excited and happy in that video. So I will link it in the description box. I would highly recommend you to watch that video. Let me briefly go over this bag. I decided that I really wanted this bag. At the end of 2021, I decided that I really wanted this bag. I put myself on several wish lists and really struggled to actually get the bag. I had to go down to London and I managed to score one. The stars just aligned and it was my day, and I picked up this beauty. So although this bag is quite a classic bag, it's actually quite hard to score. There are wait lists and the wait list can be quite long, but if you want to know more about that, again, check out that video. Before I go any further, let me just quickly tell you guys about this bag. So this is a Chanel Classic Flap in the size small with the caviar leather and gold hardware. This is quite a hard combination to come across. When I was interested in this bag, I was very open to either getting a medium or small classic flap. I'll go into more details in a second why I'm so happy I went for the small and not the medium, but because I think it's quite interesting and it's different to what you usually hear online. So I bought this bag with the intention of using it as an everyday bag, and even though it is the small bag, I'm one of those girls who literally can go out with card holder, phone and keys and I'm good to go. So this does fit my essentials, and when I mean every day, I wear this bag to go shopping, lunches, dinners. I've worn this on nights out. I know I've worn this on actual nights out which I didn't think I would do. I thought I would baby it a little bit more. I have not babied this bag. I have worn her through and through, and that is why I decided to go for the black caviar leather rather than lambskin, because I actually know now, because I may or may not have got something in lambskin quite recently, maybe a couple of things. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that, but yeah, lambskin is very delicate, and for what I intended to use this bag for, lambskin was just not going to work, and it's not a decision that I regret. It just means that I can use this bag freely and carelessly and just really enjoy the bag without having to baby it. I know a lot of people love lambskin and some people don't. I personally prefer caviar leather, even now that I have a few lambskin pieces in my collection. I like vintage lambskin, but the new lambskin is very delicate. So yeah, I'm very glad. So let's touch on wear and tear. So when it comes to wear and tear, having a look at the corners, there's absolutely no wear and tear when it comes to this bag. There's no corner wear, and like I said previously, I've taken it on nights out where I haven't been that careful with it. I've put it on tables which may have had some gross stuff on it, but like, I wouldn't put this bag on the floor. I wouldn't put any of my bags on the floor regardless of how much they cost. But yeah, I have not babied this bag and she is looking very good. The only area which I can see wear and tear is in the turn lock. So on the actual, like the middle bit, there is a little bit, if you look really close, there is a slight scuff. and I did this pretty early on, like maybe within a month of having this bag, and because I just keep a close eye on everything, I noticed it straight away. It did bother me initially, but now I don't care because you really cannot see it. I will try and show you guys a clip of it, but you really won't see it. But there is a slight scuff just on the turn lock, and the CC lock itself has a few very faint scratches, but this is normal wear and tear. You are going to get scratches on the turn lock regardless of how careful you are. The only way you wouldn't do that is if you put like a hardware protector, which I don't want to do when it comes to this bag. Another area which I have seen a little bit of wear and tear is the inside, like the inside here. So because of the way that you open the bag, when I'm actually using the bag, I never close this double flap. I keep it completely open like that. I'll just lock it using the CC lock and not the inside double flap closure. I hope you know what I mean. But you can get some scratches here, but they are very easily buffed out, but that is definitely an area of concern. But in terms of the corners of the bag, the edges, which is an area where you can see a lot of wear and tear, this bag is in pristine condition. It's absolutely just beautiful, and a lot of people think that it doesn't look luxurious, but to me, I love the texture. I love the fact that it's not as shiny as lambskin. It can have a little bit more of a matte look to it, even though mine is relatively shiny. I love every aspect of it. Again, there's no wear on the chain. It does squeak. I will say that it does squeak a little bit. In terms of wear and tear, I'd probably give this a 9.999. Apart from the little scuff at the front, I would say it's perfect. So let's quickly talk about what it fits and why I absolutely love the small classic flap over any other size. But in terms of what this bag fits, I'll insert a clip now of what it fits. It doesn't fit much. You can fit your essentials such as a card holder, your phone, your keys, hand sanitizer, lipstick. I'd probably say that you can fit a pair of sunglasses in here, but you can fit your sunglasses in here if you don't keep it in the case and you put it in like a cloth or something like that, in a cloth case. But it does fit a relatively good amount. Of course, it's not a big bag, so I wouldn't expect too much. Sorry about the change in lighting, I'm not sure what's going on. But when it comes to the small classic flap and the medium classic flap, I just quickly wanted to do a little segment in this video talking about the two, because I actually used to have a medium classic flap, and I very recently sold it to acquire a new bag. And when I went to buy this bag, I initially wanted it in the medium, because that's what you're just told to get. You're told to go for the medium because a small is just such a pointless size. You can fit a little bit more in the medium, and I was always told that the small classic flap is very similar to the mini rectangular. Now that I have a mini rectangular, again, I haven't showed you it, and now that I have a mini rectangular in my collection, to me they look different enough. Like, they don't look similar. And in terms of what you can fit in them, there's not really much difference between the mini rectangular, the small classic flap, and the medium. But personally, what I would say is that aesthetically, like looking at the bag, it's, to me, in my opinion, it's as if the small classic flap is the most perfect looking classic flap. Whenever Chanel created the classic flap, they made the small absolutely perfect, in my opinion. In terms of its proportions, the flap isn't too long, the CC lock isn't too large, the length of it's not too long or wide, and that's what I struggled with when I had my medium classic flap. I like to wear this classic flap in several different ways. I wear it as a crossbody because it works for me. It's a high crossbody, but I absolutely love it, and I wear it like this the most. You can wear it as a shoulder, you can wear it as a long shoulder, short shoulder, just on the crook of the arms, in the hand. this bag is so versatile, and I found that with my medium classic flap, you just do not get that versatility if you are not petite. If you're petite and you're like 5'2" and under, maybe the medium would work as a crossbody, but considering this is the way that I wear this bag the most, I just couldn't wear the medium as a crossbody, and it was a deal breaker for me. I just find that the small classic flap, the chain is slightly longer and the bag itself is slightly shorter, so it actually works really nicely as a crossbody, whereas the medium, it's really high and right on your boob, which I don't like. So I'd say that if you are considering this bag and you're not sure between the medium and the small, and you have the opportunity to try both the small and the medium, definitely consider the small, because to me it's a lot more versatile in terms of how you can actually wear the bag, and you can fit pretty much the same. They're all small bags, you can't fit that much in any of the bags, but the small, I would only buy small classic flaps going forward. And also, I mentioned previously that I feel like proportionally the small classic flap looks the best. The medium is a little bit longer, which makes it really bulky to wear crossbody, and just to me doesn't work for me and how I like to enjoy the bag. My overall thoughts when it comes to this bag is that I absolutely love it. Like, this is my #1 bag. This is my favourite bag in my collection. This is a forever bag for me. I will have and rock this bag until I'm like 90 years old, and she'll be vintage, and I will wear my classic flap. She's going to the grave with me, okay? Not literally, I'll pass her on to whoever, but yeah, I absolutely love this bag, and I love the fact that I got her in caviar leather because she's so carefree. Another thing that I hear a lot of people say is that overall lambskin wears better than vintage. Now, I think that just depends on how you look after your bag. I have seen some caviar vintage classic flaps that are like 20 years old, 25 years old, and they look so good because the caviar just holds its own. It's a lot more structured and firm, whereas I find that with lambskin vintage bags, or with lambskin bags in general, they actually get dense, like actual, it looks like someone's pressed in them. You don't really get that with caviar. I have seen one or two, but you don't really get that when it comes to caviar. So although a lot of people say that lambskin wears better over time, it does. It gets really soft and beautiful, and I have vintage bags in my collection which I absolutely love, which are in lambskin. I actually think caviar vintage looks pristine because you don't get the dents that you would naturally with lambskin. I'm so glad that I got her in the caviar leather with gold hardware, and specifically in the small size. I feel like the small size is like unknown hero. Is it unsung hero? What's that term? Oh, I always forget. But she's like so looked over. Everyone's like, no, don't bother with the small, just go for the medium. Honestly, if you're thinking about getting this bag, at least try on the small. I know that the small black caviar is quite hard. It's a bit of a unicorn in itself to come across. My only regret when it comes to this bag, and it's not really a regret because I bought this bag when I could comfortably buy it, is that if I was into Chanel like 5 years ago and could afford it 5 years ago, I would have bought it 5 years ago. And let's just talk about the price increases, because the reason why I was kind of in a hurry to buy this bag is because I was worried that January was coming up, and I was worried that there was going to be another price increase. Now, since buying this bag, it has already had a price increase. I think it's gone up by another £400, which, it's just ridiculous, okay? It's just ridiculous. But it has gone up, and it will continue to go up. You might be thinking right now, you know, if you are thinking about getting this bag, that, oh, it's so expensive. But if you really think about it and you analyze the situation, you are looking to buy one new in store, have that experience, it's cheaper right now than if you're going to wait 6 months or a year, because it will go up. And Chanel does not play when it comes to their price increases. And also when it comes to the price increases, personally, I always thought that I would buy loads of classic flaps, and I don't know what my situation will be in 5-10 years time. I might be in a place where I can buy classic flaps every week. I mean, wouldn't that be the dream? But you know, looking at it right now and looking at the direction that Chanel is going in, I'm very content with this classic flap. If anything, I would really love a white classic flap in the small size, caviar leather, light gold hardware. I would love one. If I found one pre-loved, or if I just was like, do you know what, I'm gonna buy it, that is the only other bag that I would consider getting. I really like the minis, and I really like some of the seasonal bags that Chanel comes out with. So in terms of collecting more classic flaps, I'm very content with just my one. And I'm not sure whether I will ever buy one brand new in store. Secondhand, pre-loved, vintage and minis are probably what I'm going to consider more, because this one just fits all of my needs, and I don't feel like I need like a whole wardrobe of classic flaps. So yeah, the price increases definitely put me off, but if you're thinking about buying a Chanel bag, now is the time to get it. If you can do it without you know, putting too much stress on your life. And overall, would I recommend this bag? Yes, 1,000,000%. If this is genuinely your dream bag, like it was my dream bag, I would highly, I absolutely love this bag, okay? Like I said, I wear her all the time. I think she's more beautiful than any other bag that I've ever seen, even Hermes. I just think she's so beautiful, and the story behind the bag and all of its little intricate quirks is just what makes it perfect. Some people like to complain about the zip at the top. You can't put anything in there, but that's what makes the bag the bag. This zip has a meaning, and without that, would it really be a Chanel classic flap? Again, without the double flap, which a lot of people find annoying, and it can be annoying. To be honest, for me it's not, because I just use the flap as one. I don't really think 1, 2, I just open it like so. But without the double flap, would it really be a Chanel classic flap? It would just be another everyday flap bag from any other fashion house. I also want to say that because of the price of this bag, it's a leather bag, okay? Even though for me personally it's worth it, I think if you're not into handbags, if you're not a Chanel girl, you're not into handbags, you're not a collector, you're not into this kind of thing, it's just a leather bag, because leather these days doesn't really cost that much, and you don't even get the 24 karat gold hardware. So I think if you're just somebody who's kind of interested, you're like, do I buy it or not, and you're not into bags and it's not your dream bag, then I'd say that there are other bags from different fashion houses where you can still get a really high quality bag, but for a fraction of the price. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts. I know this video was very long and chatty. I hope it was helpful in helping you decide whether this bag is worth it. Okay, so that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions regarding this bag, then leave them all in the comment section down below, and I will answer you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.